Construction is a fundraising event that took hours of preparation and planning by teams across the region. Many of the residents that came out tonight to the public meetings are concerned about St. Agatha School closing. The GRT will have a special focus on the southwest part of Kitchener and will continue to upgrade east parts of Waterloo and several routes in Cambridge. Other citizens were concerned about the youth and unemployed workers of Canada. These renovations are being proposed to help the library better service the public by updating and growing. Critics of the program have a buyer's beware for those thinking that they may be able to stay in the home for the 20-year period. For many individuals that came out tonight, it was an emotional roller coaster as they were given the chance to voice their grievances to members of the government. The $60 million that OPSU and members of the ODSP are calling for is in addition to already existing funding from the Liberal government. Some residents believe that the region is wasting time and money on this issue. Theatre and Company is cancelling its 2008-2009 season due to increased production costs and diminished audiences, but that doesn't mean the show won't go on. The Kitchener public meeting will be held next Tuesday at the Canadian Martyrs Catholic Elementary School, and the reviews will be concluded by this June. In Waterloo, Sarah Monette, First Local. Although you may be itching to get that garden spade out, it looks like the white stuff is going to stay around for just a little longer. In Kitchener, Sarah Monette, First Local. Service improvement plans are scheduled to be implemented starting September 2nd, 2008, pending Regional Council approval. In Kitchener, Sarah Monette, First Local. After 52 panels, the committee will compile a report and then present it to the House of Commons. In Waterloo, Sarah Monette, First Local. On May 12th, the Kitchener Public Library will seek approval for the project from the Corporate Services Committee of the City Council. In Kitchener, Sarah Monette, First Local. The region of Waterloo will be holding 4 lotteries between now and next December to select the recipients from the qualifiers. In Kitchener, Sarah Monette, First Local. As Canada gears up to face a recession, the government has put steps in place to alleviate some of the pressure for those in need. In Cambridge, Sarah Monette, First Local. Proceeds from the event today will go towards the MS Society. In Waterloo, Sarah Monette, First Local. Proceeds from today's walk will help provide services to local people with MS and their families, as well as go to research to find a cure and the cause of MS. In Waterloo, Sarah Monette, First Local. The Pesticide Bylaw Review Task Force will bring the report to Council this June. In Waterloo, Sarah Monette, First Local. The final option will be presented to Kitchener City Council for approval this June. In Kitchener, Sarah Monette, First Local.
I believe and have long believed that Canada should have a very proactive foreign policy.
Last evening, the University of Waterloo was host to guest speaker John Manley. Canada's former Deputy Prime Minister addressed a packed theatre to lecture on Canada's involvement in Afghanistan.
Canadians should know that we're in Afghanistan at the request of the United Nations, in one of the poorest countries on earth, and that although it's difficult, challenging, not certain of success, we should be proud of what our men and women are doing there.
Manley addressed questions from community members concerned about Afghan people and Canadian troops.
Came to a much greater, more compassionate understanding of what Canada is trying to achieve. And I certainly hope that we can bring about real social change and greater infrastructure change.
As a Canadian, I don't like to see any of our citizens or any other injured. To be defending oneself in tragic circumstances like war is always a problem. Surely we could avail ourselves of the political and certainly the diplomatic avenues that Manley so well underlined today.
Manley was speaking at the University of Waterloo as part of the Friends of the Library event running this week.
We've been delighted to have John Manley here giving us a presentation on Afghanistan and really good, interesting questions from the audience, and we're just delighted this has happened.
At a NATO summit this morning, Prime Minister Stephen Harper said he was confident that Canada's NATO allies will promise to send the troops and equipment our country has asked for to continue our mission in Afghanistan. Earlier this year, Manley's panel reported on Canada's mission in Afghanistan, and the government accepted its recommendations. In Waterloo, Sarah Monette, First Local.